Welcome to Pretense of Justice News Update. We keep our pulse on legal issues. We are compassionate, informative, and driven. We advocate justice for all. We are Pretense of Justice. Let the justice begin. Welcome to the Pretense of Justice News Update. Let's get into today's update. This update is from NPR, and you can get the article on npr.org. The U.S. is limiting compassionate release in plea deals. Many say that's cruel. Federal prosecutors have been seeking to limit defendants' rights to win compassionate release from prison in plea negotiations across the country, a practice that advocates say undermines the intent of Congress and produces cruel outcomes. Two advocacy groups, Families Against Mandatory Minimums and the National Association of Criminal Defense Lawyers, asked Deputy Attorney General Lisa Monaco on Tuesday to prohibit U.S. attorneys from including the preposterous language in plea agreements. In a copy of their letter exclusively provided to NPR, the group said at least 6 jurisdictions around the nation are using the provisions, either barring defendants from filing any motions for early release because of extraordinary medical or family conditions, or limiting them to only one such request and barring appeals. We understand that the Department of Justice has an interest in ensuring the finality of a sentence, but we fear that recent behavior by U.S. attorneys' offices place the interests of efficiency and finality above anything else, including the person's life and their rights under law, said the letter from Kevin Ring of FAM and Martin Sabelli of NACDL. One 65-year-old man in Arizona fought for months to withdraw his guilty plea after realizing it included limits to his ability to seek compassionate release. In another case in Northern California, senior U.S. District Judge Charles Breyer called the limits unconscionable and inhumane. What if the defendant's children are effectively orphaned by the death of their other parent? What if a debilitating injury makes it impossible for the defendant to care for him or herself in prison or recidivism outside of it? What if a terminal diagnosis turned a brief term of imprisonment for a minor crime into a life sentence? Breyer wrote. The Justice Department had no comment on the advocate's letter. Congress created way to petition federal court for compassionate release in 2018. Compassionate release is designed to give people in prison facing extraordinary or compelling circumstances a way to seek early release. The Bureau of Prisons rarely approves such requests, so in 2018, Congress gave prisoners the ability to petition a federal court for freedom under the First Step Act. More than 4,000 people have used that provision to win release. Ring of FAM said the Justice Department's limit on compassion release are disgusting. I am sure responding to lots of compassionate release motions can be a nuance for prosecutors, but trust me, that's nothing compared to battling a deadly disease in prison during a global pandemic, he said. Well over 90% of federal prosecutors end in prosecutions end in guilty pleas, so the language in plea agreements carries enormous impact. Individuals pleading guilty cannot know if their future holds a terminal medical condition, the death of the sole caregiver for their children, among many other tragic circumstances, says Shanna Rifkin, Deputy General Counsel of FAM. Part of the problem, the Sentencing Commission lacks a quorum. The advocates said the situation is even more fraught legally because the Sentencing Commission, a federal body that sets advisory guidelines for punishment in federal cases, has been all but unable to operate. There are 6 vacancies on the panel, with only Breyer in place as acting chairman. The commission has lacked a quorum for 3 years. Among the work on its to-do list, defining what amounts to extraordinary and compelling circumstances that might merit an early release from prison. The paralysis at the commission has grown so acute that the Supreme Court Justice Sonia Sotomayor, joined by the Justice Amy Coney Barrett, referenced it last month. I hope in the near future the commission will be able to resume its important function in our criminal justice system, Sotomayor wrote. Breyer, the brother of retiring Supreme Court Justice Stephen Breyer, responded with his own plea for action from the Biden administration last month. It is critical that the White House nominate and the Senate confirm enough commissioners to allow the commission to resume its important statutory function of updating the guidelines to address new policies, circuit conflicts, and change in law, he said in his statement. It is particularly frustrating that the commission has been unable to implement significant changes made by the First Step Act of 2018, including changes to the procedures by which an offender can seek compassionate release. Okay, so again, this article is from NPR and it's titled, "The U.S. is Limiting Compassionate Release in Plea Deals. Many say that's cruel." So thank you for listening in on the Pretense of Justice News Update. If you are not subscribed to us, I highly encourage you to subscribe and also like and share this video. And you can also get to our content on other platforms. We are also on Apple Podcasts, we are on Anchor FM, and we are also on Spotify. And just a reminder to everyone, Dr. Kerman's book, Pretense of Justice, is being released this month. I will leave a link in the description of this video so you may pre-order. And you can also support our nonprofit organizations helping others to transform HOT by 2 ways, or both, by doing a donation or by purchasing merchandise. All proceeds go to the organization, which is designed to help not only local communities, but also help those that were formerly incarcerated with various needs. So with that said, I would like to thank everyone again for listening in on the Pretense of Justice News Update. You have a great day. Thank you.